it's Channon Rose, and today I'm going to be telling one of my stalker stories. If you are new to my channel, I used to do porn. I don't know what other way to say that. So I had stalkers. Some of them are like, okay, no stalker is okay, right? But there are okay stalkers, and then there are stalkers that are very fucking scary, and I'm going to tell you the difference. So there's the stalkers that are just like crazy obsessed with you, that like love you and want to marry you and worship you, okay? Those are the okay stalkers. It's not okay that they follow you or stalk you, but then there are the stalkers that are the religious people that think that you're an abomination and that you deserve to die and not live. And that if they kill you, it's a sacrifice to God. I had bought a house when I was 20 years old. I did not buy the house in a gated community. There was no like security or anything like that. It was just in a neighborhood. There was no gate, nothing. I lived with 3 other roommates, and then I had a guest house in the back, and I lived in the guest house and I rented out like the 3 rooms in the main house. There was always like a lot of people there, so I felt safe. One day I had come home, and in my backyard, this fire pit in the backyard, and then we had like this hair swing. All of that was like in front of my room, and my room had like French glass doors and lots of windows, which is scary just to think about after I tell you what happened. I'm very unaware of my surroundings. I know that that's like not a good thing, but that's just the type of person I am. I'm very naive to what is going on around me, and Travis is trying to help me get better at that. But I just don't really pay attention to things going on. I'm kind of like in my own little bubble, my own world. I'm walking to my guest house in the back, and it wasn't until I got halfway to my door that I realized there was someone sitting on the porch swing. I just figured it was one of my roommate's friends like hanging out in the backyard. So I was like, hey! And he's like, Randy! And my heart like sank. I was like, oh God, that's not one of my roommate's friends. It wasn't like a college stalker, you know what I mean? It was like an older man. So I did not think that this was one of my roommate's friends, but out of the corner of my eye, I wasn't really paying attention to what he looked like. But when he said that and I looked at him, I realized that that was not one of my roommate's friends. I was like, yeah? By the way, Randy was my porn name, in case you're wondering. I was just like, yeah. And I was very confused and kind of scared because I was like, wait a second, like, how does this guy know me? Why is he in my backyard? Is he friends with somebody in there? He is like, Randy, I'm like your biggest fan. I was like, oh, thanks. I'm like, are you, I didn't know what to say. I finally just like got it out. I'm like, are you friends with one of my roommates? And he was like, no. I was like, fuck. Get the fuck out of here. Are you kidding me? First of all, how did you find out where I live? Second of all, anybody that thinks it's okay to hang out in the backyard in front of someone's house waiting for them on their fucking swing, it's okay. Make yourself at home. Anybody that has the balls to do that, there's something wrong. You know what I mean? Like, they're not... That scares me even more because I know that they're like not normal and I don't know what they're capable of. Being like a girl, I am very petite. I weigh 100 pounds. I have not taken karate, okay? I did not have any pepper spray or like a taser on me. And I was like, how did you find out where I lived? And he's like, well, I've been following you. And I was like, okay, that's not cool. I'm like, you need to leave. I'm gonna call the police. Like, you're scaring me. Is like exactly what I said to him. He's like, but I'm not gonna hurt you. I just love you. Can I have your autograph? Can you give me a kiss on the cheek? And I was like, ew, no. I'm like, you need to leave now. And I started raising my voice, being that like maybe somebody would hear me and like come to the backyard to like my rescue. Well, that didn't happen. And obviously I did not go to like unlock my door to like just go back into my room. I went out and I went to the main house and I got one of my roommates and I was like, did you know there was somebody sitting in our backyard waiting for me? And he was like, no. This guy didn't want to leave. So he follows me back to the front of the house and he's knocking at the door now. I'm like, don't open the door, keep the door locked. It's like some crazy stalker. My friends are like, you have stalkers? That's so cool. And I'm like, this is not funny. They were guys, of course. They don't get it. Like, being a girl, it's like scary, you know? I'm like, call the police. So we get the police on the phone and I try to explain that like I have a stalker and they won't leave and they're like banging on my front door to try to talk to me. In LA, I don't know about where you guys live, but in LA, the police like take a long time to come to like a non-emergency situation, you know what I mean? And even for emergency situations that we had in that house, like after the fact, they never even showed up till like an hour and a half later. Like they could have been dead by then. Respect to our police officers, but the LA time for police to arrive at your house is not good. I knew like they were gonna come, so I sent one of my roommates out who was a guy that was just like, hey man, you need to leave, you know? And he's like, I just really want to talk to her. I just really wanted to kiss me on the cheek. Then the dude was like, realized like what a fucking weirdo this guy was. And he's like, she's not gonna kiss you. You scared her. You're not allowed to come back here. Hear like what he was saying from outside. So I was like sitting at the door like listening. So eventually, after a while, the guy, like my roommate finally convinced the guy to leave. To be honest, I was like scared to be at my house. I was scared to sleep in the guest house by myself. It's scary. Like, you don't know if if that person's gonna come back. You don't know if he's waiting and watching, waiting for like all my roommates to be gone, come rape me, or like who knows. Like when you do porn, like people think very differently of you and think it's okay to like grab your breasts, you know, at like conventions, grab your ass. It's just people don't get it, you know what I mean? Like we are actresses, whether we do porn or not, like it's a profession, that's our job. Like it does not give you the okay to come up to us and like grope us sexually. Like that's not okay. Knowing the mindset of these men that watch our videos, it didn't make me feel comfortable. This was like one of the downsides of being in porn. To make a long story short, I had my dad come and install cameras all over my house. I got like bottles of pepper spray. Ever since that day, I've had other stalker stories that are even worse than that one. Crazy ones of people like sending me emails about how they are going to torture and kill me, cut off my body parts and feed them to me, locked and chained up for like months torturing me, and like into graphic detail about how they plan to kill and torture me, that I've had to out, take to the police station, have the CIA get involved. The Central Intelligence Agency has like a whole unit dedicated towards internet crimes. It's like a serious crime to send emails like that. And they basically track your IP address, can find your location, and you can go to jail for a very long time for sending an email like that. And I only know, unfortunately, because I have had multiple emails like that sent to me, and it scares me. It makes me scared to leave my house. I never know if people are watching me. It's a very scary thing when somebody is like following you. It's fucking scary. Now I carry a taser around. I carry pepper spray. So anyways, that was one of my mini stalker stories. Let me know if you guys like this and you want to see more storytime videos. Give this video a thumbs up. I love you guys all so much. I'm sending you all my love and all my positive energy, and I hope to see you in my next video. About my horror hair story. And it's a good one, let me tell you. Have you ever